Episode 1. Yuji Itadori is a high school student with exceptional athleticism and athletic ability. Just before his death, Yuji's grandpa begs him to utilize his power to serve others. Megumi Fushiguro, a Tokyo Metropolitan Magic Technical College student, is charged with finding a cursed object, a finger of Ryman Sukuna, a strong supernatural creature known as a curse. Megumi follows Yuji after sensing the finger's energy from him. As curses hit them and Yuji's pals, Megumi fights back, and Yuji joins him, remembering his grandfather's last words. Yuji swallows the finger to rescue Megumi and his companions as Megumi is overcome. As a result, he is possessed by the homicidal Sukuna. Yuji easily subdues Sukuna, but Megumi proclaims a curse and starts to exorcise him. Episode 2. For myself. Satoru Gojo, Megumi's formidable instructor, comes. Yuji regains power after declaring himself the greatest sorcerer and handily defeating Sukuna. Gojo knocks him unconscious, but Megumi begs him to leave Yuji alone. Gojo informs Yuji that the Jujutsu elders want him executed, but he was able to postpone his execution. Sukuna had 20 fingers, but they only discovered 6. Now that they've shown Yuji's ability to subdue Sukuna, they want to have him eat the 6 fingers and discover the other ones, allowing Sukuna to be executed with Yuji. Yuji accepts and eats another of Sukuna's fingers, wishing to help others. Gojo transports Yuji to Tokyo Metropolitan Magic Technical College with the intention of training him to harness his power with his other classmates. Episode 3. Girl of Steel. Nobara Kujisaki, the third first-year student, gets picked up by Yuji, Megumi, and Gojo. As a field test for Nobara, Gojo takes them to an abandoned building populated by curses. Nobara finds a curse keeping a little kid prisoner and surrenders to rescue him. Yuji saves her and completes the curse. In a flashback, Nobara recalls an older acquaintance called Saori who came to the country but was shunned by the villagers because she was from the city and was eventually driven out. This persuaded Nobara to relocate to Tokyo from her hometown. Episode 4. Curse Womb Must Die. Yuji, Megumi, and Nobara go on a womb investigation. Kiyotaka Ijichi, the assistant director of Jujutsu High, drapes a veil over the structure to keep regular folks out. The trio witnesses the transformation of the jail into an unending, chaotic wilderness and the horrible slaughter of the prisoners. After the cursed spirit rips Yuji's hand off, he resolves to unleash Sukuna once Megumi saves Nobara. Sukuna takes control and regenerates Yuji's limbs before easily destroying the special grade, which steals one of Sukuna's fingers that was powering it. Episode 5. Curse Womb Must Die 2. Sukuna keeps Yuji prisoner by pulling out his heart, causing Yuji to die if they swap back. Megumi battles Sukuna but is outmatched. Sukuna is fascinated by Megumi's untapped potential. Megumi claims that his desire to help people arose after seeing his sister go into a coma as a result of a cursed spirit. Yuji emerges but succumbs to blood loss. While in grief, Megumi and Nobara run upon second year's Maki Zenin, Toji Numaki, and Panda, an anthropomorphic panda, who tells them about the Kyoto sister school exchange event. Meanwhile, the cursed spirits Dagon, Jogo, and Hanami meet with Geto, a human, to plan the capture of Gojo and the alliance of Yuji. Yuji awakens in Sukuna's realm as his body is being inspected by Dr. Shoko Yeri. Episode 6. After Rain. Megumi and Nobara practice with the second-year trio in preparation for the event, which will be held in a month. Sukuna dupes Yuji into agreeing to an agreement that allows Sukuna to take control at any moment. As part of the arrangement, Yuji's memory of the contract is wiped. Yuji wakes, and Gojo instructs Yeri not to reveal Yuji's resuscitation. He starts teaching Yuji how to control his cursed energy. Geto instructs Jogo to sedate Gojo using a special-grade cursed artifact called Prison Realm since he is too powerful to be killed, but Jogo pledges to murder him. Jogo ambushes Gojo on his way to meet with the Jujutsu Tech principal. Episode 7. Assault. After Jogo's unsuccessful attempts to kill Gojo, Gojo displays his power, which is the capacity to manipulate the speed and the cursed energy that surrounds him into an infinity that slows down any attacks before they impact him. As a result, his attackers are unable to touch him at all. Yuji is brought up to speed on domain expansions as Gojo warps to Jujutsu Tech, where he finds Yuji waiting for him, and then immediately returns. The Jogo's domain expansion is eradicated as a direct result of the superior might of Gojo's infinite void. He seizes Jogo and severed his head in the realm of infinity. Before they can figure out who Jogo is working for, Hanami makes her escape with the severed head of Jogo. Geto, Jogo, and Hanami travel to a nothingness in search of cursed souls. Among them is the recently born Mahito. Episode 8 Boredom. The students from Kyoto Jujutsu Tech that Nobara and Megumi would be competing against in the exchange event are Maki's twin sister, second-year Maizenin, and third-year Aoi Tadu. Nobara and Megumi meet the Kyoto Jujutsu Tech students. Megumi is challenged to a battle by Tadu, who then punches him until he is on the verge of breaking. However, Panda and Toge step in to stop the fight. It is revealed to Nobara by Maki that she is unable to use cursed energy and that she must instead fight with cursed weapons. Gojo has leveled the accusation that Kyoto's principal, Yoshinobu Gakuganji, sent the first-year students to their deaths on purpose so that they might fight the curse womb. Yoshinobu receives a warning from him on Jogo, Sukuna, and the potential of contemporary pupils like Yuta Okatsu and Yuji, as he anticipates a rebellion. A month later, Mahito is responsible for the deaths of 3 high school students who were killed at a movie theater. A young man of the same age who can see him confronts him. Episode 9 Small Fry and Reverse Retribution. Yoshino Junpei sneaks out of school to go to the movie theater, where he witnesses the horrifying transformation and eventual demise of his tormentors. He goes for the one who committed the crime, Mahito, and makes a demand to be taught how to control cursed energy. Mahito, who was created as a curse by human malice, instructs Junpei in the sadistic views he has regarding human life. During their investigation, Yuji and Nanami Kento, a former salaryman who is now a jujutsu sorcerer, come across 2 troubled souls. During the fight, Yuji reveals his cursed method, which entails channeling cursed energy to increase the force of his punches and give him superhuman strength. Nanami arrives at the conclusion that the curses they are fighting are actually transfigured people. While Nanami is away visiting Mahito, he asks Ijichi and Yuji to investigate Junpei on his behalf. Episode 10 Idol Transfiguration. Mahito is the one who teaches Junpei his worldview, which is that because he is a cursed spirit that has the ability to alter the very structure of a person's soul, he views individuals as expendable. Junpei is happy after being promised that he may murder without feeling horrible, so he confronts his instructor, who has ignored Junpei's tormentors in the past. When Yuji showed up, he was about to commit murder against his instructor. Nanami had a confrontation with Mahito in the sewers. Nanami finds out that the transformed people Mahito makes are still alive, have self-awareness, and are in anguish while they are engaged in their struggle with each other. The amount of time that Nanami spends working becomes excessive, and he eventually begins to fight with all of his strength, surprising Mahito. Episode 11 Narrow-minded. Nanami's decisive victory over Mahito, who was previously unbeatable. He is able to control his own spirit and change his appearance, which allows him to continue living. Both Yuji and Junpei are film buffs, which serves as a common bond between the two. Yuji reveals to Junpei, while they are having dinner with Junpei's mother, that the reason he does not want to murder is that it causes him to have less respect for human beings and for relationships. Geto plants one of Sukuna's fingers, which draws cursed spirits, causing Junpei's mother to die in an instant. Geto's actions are responsible for Junpei's death. Junpei is convinced by Mahito that one of the bullies at his school, Shota Ito, is responsible for this action in order to entice Yuji and obtain Sukuna's backing. Yuji shows up at Junpei's school right when Junpei is about to do a murderous act toward Ito. Episode 12 To You, Someday. Junpei uses his cursed energy technique, a shikigami that poisons everyone it touches, to attack Yuji since he has come to the conclusion that people do not possess hearts as a result of his personal experiences. Yuji makes an effort to get Junpei to go with him to Jujutsu High by telling him that the school has influential teachers who can provide assistance. Junpei is hesitant to go with Yuji. When Mahito finally shows up, Junpei realizes that he has been tricked. The monstrous shape that Junpei takes after being altered by Mahito. Yuji begs Sukuna for assistance, but Sukuna only laughs. Junpei passes away, and Yuji, upon understanding that he was unable to save everyone else, loses his cool and savagely strikes Mahito. The afflicted spirit takes multiple blows to the body and soul from his fists, which causes him to bleed. Sukuna, who has previously threatened to kill Mahito, manages to defeat him as he is attempting to transform Yuji's body.